Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be doing a video on a Canadian slime shop by the name of Potcha's Slime. I ordered this package on 4/26 and it was delivered to me on 5/20, so it definitely took a couple weeks to get here. I did not purchase any tracking, so it was kind of like a hit or miss type thing, which I really don't care for. But I mean, I guess like mail delivery is a little different. So for this package I paid $87.09. Shipping was $20.98, which is a little expensive, but it is from Canada, and I saved $7.34. So I saved like 10% off my entire purchase. So this is what the inside of the package looks like. And another thing about this shop is borax and extras are not included. It has to be added when you are about to check out, but it is free. She also mentions in fine print, if you add borax, it could delay your package in customs because of course it's like a white powdery substance. The package did come bubble wrap. It came in the bubble wrap, like the big bubble wrap. Each slime was not individually wrapped either. It came with the slime care sheet on how to take care of the slime, and then her website and email and things like that, it looks like. And this is the extras baggie. It came with some candy, some more candy. I can't wait to try these, and a alcohol wipe, which I absolutely love, and I am gonna need it because the borax leaked all in the package. I don't know if that was due to customs, but it definitely got everywhere. So we know what time it is. It is show and tell time, and that is where I show you some of my creations, of course. So the first one is a polymer clay blueberry pancake. I was watching the slime reviewer Tropical Pancakes, and I was like, hey, I can show a pancake. So this is just what it looks like. It's a kawaii pancake. And then I have a little kawaii cinnamon roll. And then of course I have like a little resin piece. I'm a female, I like mirrors, so I decided to buy me a compact mirror and create like a little fairy scene. There we go. And then like I said, it's a mirror, so it opens. This slime is called Pacha Lychee. I don't know if it's lychee or lychee, but it's said to be a coated water jelly inspired by Korean slime. And the texture is said to be jiggly and non-sticky and scented like rose water and menthol. As I mentioned, the borax did leak, so that's what I was wiping off. Now, this slime definitely smells like rose water. It reminds me of a European candy called Turkish Delights. Every time I eat them, I think about this movie called The Chronicles of Narnia, which I absolutely love. The menthol scent is literally nowhere near to be found. When I first opened this, like, I coughed. And now I honestly love this slime. It was different. It was a jiggly texture. Kind of felt like it was store-bought, but you could tell it was homemade because it was stretchy and it wasn't sticky. It doesn't get as cloudy as a regular thick slime would. It gets cloudy, don't get me wrong, just not as cloudy. I love the little charm that came with it. It looks like a little alcohol bottle or like a cute designer water bottle. This is the first time that I've ever felt a texture like this when it comes to a homemade slime, and I honestly ended up loving it. I love the fact that it was scented, even though it's a little strong, but it smells exactly like rose water taste. I don't know, it's so hard to explain. I really haven't smelled rose water like in just like a bottle. I've only smelled it because I've ate the candy Turkish Delight, and it smells like it tastes. That probably sounds weird, but I get what I'm trying to say. So for this one, I'm gonna give it like a 5 out of 5 bottles of water. This slime is called Panda or Pandan Pudding. It is said to be a creamy school glue thick slime with other ingredients. And it has this little cute little panda that just lays on its little belly. And it's said to be scented like sweet milk and pandan leaves. So when I opened the container, I could tell that this slime is going to be super thick. But also when I opened the container, I can tell that I did not like the smell. I don't know if it's the pandan like leaf scent or if it's the sweet milk, but I don't like it. It smells like the popcorn jelly beans from the little bamboozle jelly beans or the jelly beans that come from the Harry Potter movies. I don't know, but I wasn't feeling the scent. It was thick and glossy, though, I can say that. So on the label, it said the slime was jiggly as well. The slime definitely wasn't jiggly. It was actually very hard to stretch. It was like one of those slimes that had like a super slow stretch. I don't know if that was because it was so thick or what, but it definitely was a slow stretch and it ripped the more you stretched it. And later on you're gonna see that it'll get a little more stretchier as I play with it, but that's because I end up adding some citric acid to it, which didn't do much, to be honest. um so yeah, and then the charm was big, so it was like a little irritating to have it in the slime, but it was doable. It's definitely a charm you want to keep for your little collection if you do collect charms. So after a couple of days of playing with the slime, I started to smell like a cream cheese scent, and then boom, there was a bamboozle popcorn jelly bean smell. I really did want to like this slime due to the price of it, but unfortunately I wasn't a big fan of it. I think it was because of the scent, even though that's a personal preference, and it was just not stretchy and it was very rippable. So I'm gonna have to give this like a 3.5 panda bear. This slime is called Truffle Pig. It is one of her most popular slime textures. I believe it is called a sand puff slime. It is more of an adult slime. I am going to say that. It is said to be scented like cannabis, nag champa, and lavender. I don't know what all that is, but it was discounted due to the amount of fallout in the dye, it stated. Now, it smelled like a hair fragrance and grass, and the dye did not dye my hand, so I'm not for sure why it stated that it would. Maybe everybody's skin is different. I don't know. But it didn't dye mine. The texture was definitely different. I've never felt this texture before. There was more fallout than I expected, but since she warned about it, it's not something that I could take off for. Now, with these slimes, you have to play with it until they become soft and stretchy. So you basically like warm it up over time. The texture of the slime felt more like a snowfish slash sand slime. It did become stretchy over time, but it also like it had like a bounce back. I don't know if that makes sense. Like so it would be stretchy and then it would kind of like bounce back and not be stretchy like anymore. But it does become stretchier like over time because after a couple of days it was just super soft, jiggly, and stretchy. I was gonna take off for it because it wasn't stretching, but after a couple of days of me just like playing with it, it definitely helped with the stretch. Now the fallout kind of remained, but once I play with it more, it stopped falling out as much. This slime is called Sakura Sweet Cream Ice. It is said to be a coated non-tacky clear glue snow fizz recipe with a swirl of clay. It's said to be scented like sweet ice cream with the fragrance of Sakura. Now this slime, it did smell pretty great. It kind of had like a strawberry yogurt scent. I feel like a Sakura, I mean, I know a Sakura is a flower, so I feel like it should have like a more of a fragrance, but it just smelled like a yogurt, strawberry yogurt, which I really did like. Now the texture said it was supposed to be like a snow fizz with a swirl of clay, but to me it gave me like a chewed up bubblegum texture. And I know there's slimes called chewed up bubblegum. I don't know if it's the actual texture, but that's the type of texture that it gives me. It feels like a light snow fizz. And it does not irritate your hand, so I guess that's a good thing. But it was very, very rippable, and it wasn't over activated. It was just like rippy. I don't know why. And it doesn't stretch a lot, so you can't really inflate it. It wasn't an inflatable slime, so if you like slimes that do not inflate, the snow fizz does not hurt your hand. And slimes that rippable, I mean, I guess this might be for you. It just wasn't the best for me. So overall, I'm gonna give this slime a 4 out of 5 Sakura. It's not as bad as it sounds like when I describe it, but it's definitely not a 5. So I'm definitely about to butcher this, but I believe it's called Ichigo Daifuku, and it is a mochi dough texture, and it is said to be puffy, chewy, and scented like red bean paste, strawberries, and sweet rice cake. It is I believe, a Japanese dessert. So I'm not even gonna lie, man. I hated this scent. Like, it reminded me of the Kawaii Slime Shop PB&J scent, the one that I disliked so much that I ended up giving to my son, unfortunately. But it was a good slime. I did love the base of the slime. It was more of a wet, jiggly texture. Maybe that's the like mochi. I wonder if it's mochi or mochi. Maybe that's the mochi dough texture that she was referring to. The base of the slime, it was stretchy and it had a jiggly texture. Now when I added the clay piece, it did become even better. It was so fluffy, soft, sizzly, stretchy, airy, all the things that I love in the slime, all the things that I look for in the slime. So for that, I'm definitely going to give it a 5 out of 5. We're gonna say strawberries because I don't even know how to pronounce the name. I try my best though. I also wanted to take off due to the scent, but I mean, I don't know what this dessert would smell like, so I don't even know if like this is accurate. So I'm like, dang, I can't even take off for the scent because what if it really smell like this? So I'm gonna just stick with the 5 out of 5 strawberries. So this is just my final thoughts on the shop. I've always wanted to try this shop for, it's been about like a year. I'm glad I did, because if I didn't, I would have been like, oh, I should have did this. I didn't want to live with I should have. And to be honest, I thought I would love the shop, but I mean, it was okay. I think the prices could be a little expensive. And I don't say too many slimes are expensive, because if I can't afford it, I'm just not going to get it. So I think that's what can make something expensive. But I guess the prices are Canadian dollars, so maybe that's why it's more expensive. I don't know. But the scents were a little disappointing, a lot for me, but scent is a personal preference. And the slimes were good, but they weren't great. Like, I've had better from smaller slime shops, and this is not even a big slime shop, at least not to me. I'm not for sure. I would have to check the numbers, but I would definitely recommend her sand puffs. And if you want to try the other ones, that would be your choice, of course, because it's your money. But the main thing I really recommend is the sand puffs. And if she has any like mochi textures, then I would recommend those. Even with the sand puffs, if she has some on sale and they say due to fallout and you don't want to pay a regular price, I recommend still getting that. You're gonna have to deal with the fallout, but eventually, the stuff stops falling out and you just get the regular sand puff texture. Just don't try to put the stuff that falls out back in, if that makes sense.